All right, welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're going to dive headfirst into Microsoft Fabric data engineering. You've given us a whole stack of technical documents all about lakehouses from Microsoft Learn, but we want to know, what does all this lakehouse stuff actually mean for you and your work?
Yeah, that's the key, right? It's getting a lot of hype, lake houses. We want to know, really, what makes them tick in Fabric? How can we solve problems with this?
Exactly. So the documents keep mentioning unified data platform, but honestly, that sounds kind of like corporate jargon bingo to me. Help me out here.
Yeah, I hear you. It can be a bit much. So essentially, a lake house in Fabric isn't about just throwing all of your data into a big digital lake like some data hoarder.
Right.
It's more like if you can imagine kind of building this sophisticated data warehouse right next to your data lake,
Yeah.
but without the headache of moving data back and forth between them. So you get the space to store all your data, yes, but you also have the tools to analyze it right there in the same place.
Okay, now we're talking. So less moving data around, that means faster analysis then, right? I can get behind that.
Absolutely. Less duplication of data, data management is more streamlined, and you get quicker insights. So you know those times when you're trying to figure out why your customers are leaving you in droves?
Yeah.
Imagine with a lake house. You can look at tons of customer data, behavioral logs, all in one place, and maybe you get those insights in hours instead of days.
Okay, now that's the kind of speed I'm looking for. And here's something else that I noticed. In these documents, Fabric uses these open formats like Delta Lake. So does that mean I'm not like stuck with just one vendor?
You hit the nail on the head. It's about having that flexibility. So open formats, think of it as the universal language of data. You've got interoperability, the power to switch tools or vendors down the line without having to start from scratch. So it's all about, future-proofing your projects, and you get to dodge those vendor headaches, right?
Open formats, the Esperanto of the tech world. Hopefully a lot more successful, so I'm not chained to one vendor.
Got it. Now, I did notice the documents mention a data engineer, Rob, and he was using his PySpark skills to work with the data in the lakehouse. So it seems like these lake houses are pretty inclusive. Absolutely. It's not just for the data scientists who are fluent in Python.
Hmm.
We also see in the document Susan, who's more comfortable with SQL, she's directly querying that same Delta Lake data using T-SQL.
Okay. And for those of us who don't speak fluent database, what is T-SQL?
Right. T-SQL is a language. It's really powerful, and it's designed for querying relational databases, which you might already be familiar with. The beauty here is that with Fabric, you have all these different folks, your data engineers, your analysts, all working together on that same data within the lakehouse.
Okay, so we've got the why of lake houses, but these documents get really into the weeds on all of Fabric's tools. And honestly, I'm already feeling a little overwhelmed. There are so many technical terms. Can you just like throw me a life preserver here and walk us through what the essential tools are? Of course, of course. I can help you navigate those waters. And don't worry, we're not going to get bogged down in a ton of technical jargon. We'll stick to the tools that will make the biggest difference in what you do every day.
Perfect. Yeah, let's keep it practical. So
Yeah.
where do we start?
All right, well, first up, we've got notebooks. Think of these like your interactive data playground. You can use them for data exploration, for whipping up quick transformations, even experimenting with machine learning models, and it's all in one place.
So it's like my data sandbox. I can get my hands dirty without breaking anything.
Oh,
Exactly. And then when you're ready to automate some of those data tasks, that's where Spark job definitions come in. So imagine setting up these automated workflows. You can define the steps to like clean your data, transform it into the format you need, load it into the right place. And then Fabric takes those instructions, those Spark job definitions, and make sure that they run like clockwork right on your schedule.
okay, so notebooks for experimenting, Spark job definitions for automation. Got it. Starting to see how these pieces fit together. What else is in my Lakehouse toolbox here?
Now, for all you SQL lovers out there, Fabric has a real treat, the SQL Analytics endpoint. This is where things get interesting.
Ooh, sequel-themed treat. All right, you have my attention. Tell me more.
So this endpoint allows you to query the lakehouse data directly, and you can do it using T-SQL, that familiar SQL language that we talked about. It's almost like having this direct line to all of your data, kind of like you would with like a more traditional data warehouse.
Okay, so I can use my SQL skills to unlock insights from the Lakehouse. That's pretty powerful. Although I did notice in the documents it did mention some limitations with the SQL endpoint.
Right, and it's good to understand where it really shines. So the SQL Analytics endpoint, it's your go-to for those analytical queries. Think like big picture analysis, uncovering trends, generating reports. It's not really meant for high-speed transactions like you'd see in, say, processing stock trades in real time or managing a ton of customer orders on an e-commerce website.
Okay, that makes sense. So it's this powerful way to analyze the data in the lakehouse, just not meant for every single data task.
Exactly. It's all about choosing the right tool for what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
And I think it was highlighted in the documents too that it is read-only and it works primarily with data in that Delta Lake format we were talking about.
Okay, so we've got the Lakehouse basics, we've explored these core tools, but these documents are seriously packed with tips and tricks. It's like this treasure chest waiting to be opened. So, what are some of those hidden gems that you think would really give our listeners an edge when they're working with fabric data engineering?
Oh, you're right. There are some real gems in those details, and Fabric has plenty. So, for example, let's talk about intelligent cache for a second.
Intelligent cache. Okay, that sounds like it could make my data work smarter, not harder.
That's exactly it. It really can. Imagine this. It's like a shortcut for your data. So intelligent cache, it automatically keeps all that data that you use a lot. It keeps it handy, readily available on your Spark nodes. Those are the workhorses that are powering your data processing. So instead of having to go all the way back to storage every time you need that data, it's right there, ready to go.
So it's like cutting down the data commute, which means faster analysis and probably some cost savings too on the storage end.
Yeah.
Win-win. Are there any other performance tricks that Fabric has up its sleeve?
Oh, yeah. If you're all about that need for speed, then V-order optimization, that's going to be your new best friend. This one's a little technical, but basically it's like imagine you're organizing this massive library and you want to make sure that everything is easy to find. So V-order, that's what it does. It sorts and arranges your data in Delta Lake so that when you query it, it's lightning fast.
Okay, I love that. Need for speed. That's me. Now, what about when you're working on a team? Anything in here about like making collaboration smoother?
Oh, absolutely. Fabric has got you covered there too.
Yeah.
So if you're sharing those Spark sessions with your team, the documents talk about high concurrency mode. Think of it like an orchestra, right? But really well directed. So everyone can play their instruments, in this case, run their data jobs, without stepping on each other's toes.
Gotcha.
It's about making the most of those shared resources and keeping that collaboration going.
So to wrap this all up, it sounds like Lakehouses and Fabric give us this one platform to store and analyze our data. Open formats like Delta Lake give us that freedom to choose what we want to use. And these tools, notebooks, Spark job definitions, the SQL Analytics endpoint, it empowers all these different types of users to work together. And then on top of that, we've got these performance boosts like intelligent cache and V-order optimization to keep things running smoothly. It really is like having this high-tech data workshop at our fingertips.
Yeah, I think you've hit all the key points.
Mm-hmm.
And, as you continue to explore Fabric, just remember that even though this is a flexible environment like a lake house, data governance and security are still really important.
Good point.
It's key to have those clear policies, those safeguards in place to protect all that valuable data.
Excellent point. Well, this deep dive has been amazing. We really took a journey into Microsoft Fabric data engineering. Thank you so much for guiding us through all that jargon and for highlighting those tools and techniques that can really make a difference.
My pleasure. It's been fun diving in with you.
And to all of you listening, keep exploring. The Microsoft Fabric documentation is a great resource for examples, deeper explanations, and until next time, happy data exploring. And remember, we'll be here to help guide you through the data universe.